Okwekalakaasa kugenda maaso mu ggwanga lya Switzerland. Bano beekalakaasa ku nsonga ya Banayuganda 18 abaabuzibwawo abatamanyikiddwako abataleetebwangako mu kkooti newankubadde okwogerwako okuva mu gavumenti ya Mwami Museveni. Balamu Balugahale bwe yaweereddwa obwa minisita bw'atyo n'asaba lisiti z'abaana abali mu makomera abali ku misango emitono. Mwami Museveni ne yeeyama okubeeyimirira bateebwe. Bano beekalakaasa bagamba lwaki mwogera ku bali mu makooti nga emisango gyabwe giri mu makooti. Mwogere ku baana abaabuzibwawo 18 abatamanyikiddwako mayitire newankubadde wa awatuufu we bali. John Bosco Kibalama gye buvuddeko mu mwaka oguwedde. Robin Nabbanja Prime Minister yavaayo n'agamba nti yamuyina. Ono bagezaako okumumubanja oba amuleete mu kkooti bw'aba alina kyamuvunaana akimuvunaane. Ono yavaayo n'amwegaana n'agamba ye tabyogerangako naye ng'ate obutambi buli ku likodi kubanga yakyogerera mu Paalamenti ya Uganda. Naye olw'okuba bano be bali mu buyinza ate era be bawamba tebaamufaako. Kati bano bavuddeyo ne basitula eddoboozi lyabwe okuligatta ku lya Bannayuganda okubanja abaana 18 abaabuzibwawo abatamanyikiddwako mayitire nga n'abaana 53 Mwami Museveni bwe yerowooza okubayimbula ng'alinga agamba nti eddembe lyabwe balina ddi exchange nga bamwegayirira bamusaba okubawa eddembe lyabwe. Ne famire z'abano ne Bannayuganda abakwatibwako mawanga ag'enjawulo babasaba nti 18 eryabuzibwawo nalyo tulyetaaga mulituwe tusobole okubeera mu ggwanga eryawamu nga tumanyi nti abantu baffe temwabatta bussi.
So we're here as Uganda, Swiss, living in Sweden or in Europe to you, the Swiss government, our development partners in the EU, to add a voice to the voiceless Uganda. Because back home in Uganda, you can't talk about the 18 people. There's a lot of intimidation. Even the members of parliaments cannot talk about these people. So we in Europe, we're adding a voice to the voiceless back in Uganda. Why? We know the Swiss government is having a bilateral relationship with Uganda. And with that comes a lot of powers. So we're appealing to the Swiss government to take quick actions. We know in Switzerland we have the permanent mission of Uganda to the United Nations. And for those who know, Switzerland is the home or the mecca of United Nations leading institutions here. So all these United Nations organizations or institutions have values, our core values. And one of the most important core values for what these people or these organizations live by is upholding human rights. Now, if we have a permanent mission of Uganda, which is active and dealing with the Swiss government, it has to be probed. It has to be audited. Are they living and are living up to the values of the United Nations institutions they're collaborating with? That is something we really need to address. And that's something we want or we request our best development partners here in Europe, especially in Geneva or in Switzerland where we are today, to pressure to Museveni or the general who is the leader now in Uganda. So who are these 18 people? I think we're going to start one by one, and I would like my colleague here, Marie, I would like you to one by one start by number 1. Who is number 1 of the 18 people? Marie? Who's number one? Can you say something about the number one message sponsor? So with us here, number one is John Bosco Chibalama. Yes, John Bosco Chibalama, as they're pointing to him, he's a family guy. He was abducted leading up to the elections. He's a middle-aged guy. He had three children when he was picked up, and his families and loved ones have not cast an eye on him since the general elections took place. So we're still demanding his whereabouts from General Museveni. Marie, who's number two? Here we have Abawangalira John. He was in his 50s. He's in the middle getting started. He left his son there in search with him. He was a mechanic, and he was picked up from his workplace by General Museveni's military officers. And 4 years down the line, we've not, no one has heard about it. It's nowhere to be seen in the jails and prisons of Uganda. So we're still demanding General Museveni to account for his whereabouts. So who do we have as number three, Marie? Number three on the list of the missing or the abducted Ugandans is Godfrey Kisembo. He was a teacher by profession. He left a son and a wife, and he was abducted on the 12th of February, just 2 days before the general elections. He left 11 children. Let that sink with you. He left 11 children. Yeah. So yeah. That poses a lot of questions which are really painful. Further is 4 years down the line, one wonders who's attending for the 11 children and how his wife and even these kids are getting by. So who do we have as number four? Number four, we have Joseph Baguma. He was 30 years when he was picked up. He was a businessman and he was abducted in December 2021. Up to now, his whereabouts are unknown. And we still have questions General Museveni has to account, and we would like our development partners to have him audit these people. So Marie, we're still moving on. Who do we have as number five? Number five. Who do we have as number five? So number five here. Number five is none other than Hassani Obiru. He was 38 years when he was picked up. And he was picked up on the 20th of November 2021. We are in 2024. Yeah. No one knows his whereabouts. He left 3 kids. So we would like to know his whereabouts as Ugandans and as international or global citizens. Moving on. I think we need to move on, Marie. Who do we have there? We have Kawenjer Babazi, who he was going as an alias. He goes by the names of Moses Imbabazi. He was 30 years old. He was a businessman, and he was picked up in December. The drone. I think the cameraman can show you what is a drone. It's not one of these fancy drones you fly in the air. It's a vehicle, a four-wheel drive, which General Museveni's security personnel bundle in forcefully, partially into the vans, and they disappear to unknown places, or call them ungazetted places. So who knows where these people are? So you've seen the drone, you've seen General Museveni and his son, Oscar Nerugaba. Those are the masterminds of these abductions. Let's go forward. Who are we having as number 7? Number 7 is Peter Chiriam. He was 32 years. He was a plumber. He was abducted on the 11th, on the 1st of December 2020. That was prior 2 years. It says that it was picked up while returning from work. The personnel in our the vehicle I mentioned about there. So we would like to proceed to number 8. Number 8 is Yudas MPJ. That's the photo you could see we could receive of him. He was 44 years, 19th of December 2021. This again is prior to the elections in 2024. So he's still missing. He left 5 kids. Who knows who's spending for these kids in his absence. Marie, we would like to know who is the number 9 victim of these aggressive and gruesome abductions going on in Uganda. So Marie's showing us a gentleman with his little son there. The gentleman's name is Vincent Nalumonso. He was 31 years, was a businessman, and was also picked up prior to the general elections in 2021. On the 1st of December in 2020, he left, he has 3 kids. Yeah. There again, no one knows who fends for his family, and the son who you saw there in the picture. Number 10, we have a gentleman there, Cesar Isma. He was abducted on the 19th of November 2020. He was abducted in Machinde, a suburb in the city center of Kampala. He's still missing, as it says there. He was a businessman, and yeah, he's still missing. Let's go forward. Now here in search we have a young man with his real little boy. His name is Martin Lukwango. He was 35 years of age. He was a businessman, and he was picked up on the 23rd of November 2020. He left behind 2 kids. Moving on, we have number 12 was Mosisi Mbowa. He was 36 years when he was picked up. He was a businessman, and he was picked up on the 18th of December 2020. Still, his whereabouts are unknown. Yes, as you can see there, we are advocating for where these people are, and General Museveni and his son Muhoozi need to come forward and tell the world as to where they are keeping these 18 Ugandans. Yeah, and moving on, we're going to go to number 15. As you can say, people are advocating for 7 to bring back our people. We here in Switzerland, we're also advocating to have this countrymen were abducted. Unfortunately, the next gentleman is similar Dennis. So he was 30 years of age, was a businessman. He was abducted on the 26th of December 2021. No one knows his whereabouts as of now. He left 2 kids. Yeah. Now, moving on, we have Michael Semodu. Michael Semodu. Yes, that is Michael Semodu there. Michael Semodu was 50 years, was a businessman. He was picked up in 2020 on the 28th of November. What are it that he was a very strong contender to some municipality. Pave way for a smooth landing to whoever was contesting with. Very sad, and it people back home with 4 kids, and we still don't know his whereabouts. Now, finally, the number 18 missing or abducted victim of General Museveni's work. His name is Mustafa Luwemba, was 30 years old. He was a businessman, and he was abducted also prior to the 2021 general elections. He left 1 kid, and and there in the photo. So there you go. Those are the people. Of Europe, whether it's Italy, whether it's the Netherlands, here in the a lot of I think when I go back 1990